If you in California and you getting ready to kill somebody, make sure you smoke some weed, man. Make sure you smoke some weed. Now, what this is to me is just what's up with it? BossMack, topsoil in rare form once again. I wanted to tap in on this shit that I seen in the news, man. Everybody talking about this. A bitch, a white bitch, stabbed her boyfriend 108 times, and a bitch gets community service. Stabbing her boyfriend 100 times and gets community service and probation. You understand me? And it's a very fascinating thing. She beats the case. Well, she didn't beat it. She got convicted of it by the jury, and the judge generously gave her 100 hours, 100 hours of community service and a couple of years of probation for killing a motherfucker. Unprecedented. Says she had marijuana psychosis. Marijuana psychosis. She smoked incredibly potent weed, and then she lost her mind and killed him. Killed her boyfriend. He pressured her into smoking weed. She was 33 and he was 26. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. And you know, I ain't gonna hold you. That is a guy right there who could have some bitches. 26, he's having bitches right there. That guy's having bitches, and that bitch is average, to say the least. Now, right there, that picture, she has her neck stab wounds because she stabbed herself in the neck. After she stabbed him 100 and something times, she did, but she stabbed herself in the neck like 40 something times, but she failed to kill herself. So I don't believe she was really trying to kill herself like that. Let's check it out.
Frankly, the prosecutors bought into this enough to drop her original charge from murder to involuntary manslaughter. Since cameras were not allowed into the court, we were very thankful to Tony Biasotti with the Ventura County Star, who acted as our eyes and ears for that testimony. But you can only imagine what this testimony was like for Chad's family and Chad's father, Sean O'Melia, who is live with me now. Mr. O'Melia, thank you for being on. And again, I am so sorry that you're having to not only go through this, the loss of your son, but then also the testimony today. Can't imagine what it's like to be in your shoes. What was that like, listening to Ms. Facher and what she had to say in court?
Before he begins, it's fascinating that, a bitch. See, it's a cute bitch. We can't send a cute bitch to jail for this. You understand me? It's a cute bitch. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta have mercy on a cute bitch. You know what I'm talking about? Let's check it out. Defendant, boyfriend pressured me to smoke.
Well, I'll tell you this, Ashley. Again, thank you for having me. The whole trial has been exhausting for me and my family. It's very difficult when you have heard and heard the evidence, read all the statements, and then the individual who committed the act, committed the crime, wants to take absolutely no responsibility for their actions. It was hard. It's very difficult to listen to this. At times, but I will say this, I think her attorneys did her a tremendous disservice by putting her on the stand, because there has been an individual that they have portrayed as her, and today what was seen was somebody different. And it wasn't just in her behavior and in what she said. There was a lot of text messages that came out prior to her even meeting my son that demonstrated a behavior of alcohol use, large consumption. She had missed some work because of it. You know, it's the truth kind of.
What? Look at that look right there. Look at that. Look at that. Now, see, a 26-year-old dude fucking a 33-year-old bitch and telling a bitch, I got other bitches, or any like, bitch, you old, you lucky, I'm even fucking with you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or any, bro, listen, I feel like a bitch about 33 fucking with a 25, 26 and a 20, and if he say some shit to her, it could fuck her mind up. Now look at this bitch's eyes right here, man. No matter what, man. See, that's a crazy bitch right there. No matter what. I ain't never heard of weed. I ain't never heard of weed taking you the way you want to kill somebody. Weed put you to sleep. If it's super strong weed, you going to sleep. I can understand you having a paranoia attack and curling up, but nah, man.
Rolls out, and it has rolled out. And those text messages did also reveal, with those people prior to meeting my son, there was some marijuana use. The friends used the marijuana. Her attorneys have been talking about oils and wax that were never found at the scene, but in some of those text messages, she was communicating with her friends about the edibles, and that they were saying you can put the oil on ice cream and eat it. So, and then there was a period where she started speaking and was asked about my son, and she said, well, he was a nice guy, he was easy to be around, he was funny. But then when it came time to talk about the bong loads, she claimed to be intimidated by him, and none of this information was in any of her prior statements. It's just stuff that's, she's speaking about today.
And sometimes juries get angry if a murder defendant starts to point the blame towards a victim, or if they perceive it that way. Mr. Amelia, did you get a chance to really get a read on this jury? I mean, sometimes they tend to look over to family members of victims and really sympathize. Are you getting that feeling at all from this jury?
I think they're doing a good job of paying attention. I wouldn't say I would be somebody that could read a jury or read the jury, but given what they've heard that somebody has stabbed somebody 108 times, and today was her opportunity to show the jury that she had some form of remorse for her actions. And it was really clear that in her testimony that everything was about her.
If you in California and you getting ready to kill somebody, make sure you smoke some weed, man. Make sure you smoke some weed. Now, what this is to me is just the judge just having the sympathies in his body, like, we can't send a pretty bitch to prison for this, man. We can't do this. We can't send a pretty bitch to prison. We can't send a pretty bitch to prison. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do this. She was corrupted by this man. You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed and chilling with a bitch is a fun activity, man. Smoking weed and chilling with a bitch is a fun activity. I pursued that a bitch was smoking weed with him and found out some disturbing information about other bitches, or he told her some shit about her being old and she not gonna be his main bitch or some shit like that, and a bitch lost it. And a bitch lost it. You understand me? A bitch lost it. See, that was a nice looking dude right there for her. For that bitch, that was a win for her. Now, if he was rebuking her, I could see that shit happening like that. I could see that shit happening. That's why you always got to keep weapons close to you in the house, man. Even if you're entertaining a bitch, you never know, man. You never know. Keep weapons close because you might turn your back and she hit you in the back with the shank and you got time to grab the blower and put a couple in her before, you dead. You know what I'm saying? Because you because you put something past a bitch. It's a cold game out here, man. It's a cold game. It's a cold game. It's a cold game. Bitch beat murder case. Murder case.
A woman who stabbed a man to death is sentenced to probation. Bryn Spacer was convicted of involuntary manslaughter just last month.
She claims to have been under a marijuana-induced psychosis when she killed a man she had been dating. KTLA 5's Lauren Lister live now in the newsroom with reaction from the family of the victim. Lauren.
Yeah, Glenn and Lou, we are hearing from the victim's family after that woman found guilty of stabbing their loved one over 100 times in a marijuana-induced psychosis is sentenced. The judge today giving the defendant 2 years felony probation, not prison time. No cameras in the courtroom, but reaction outside.
How I felt was it's just an unjust determination.
Family of slain Thousand Oaks 26-year-old accountant Chad Amelia devastated today after his convicted killer, 32-year-old.
To keep it a buck, if this was my son that got killed by this bitch is, I would arrange for this bitch to be out of here maybe about a year, 2 years from now. I would arrange for a bitch to be out of here. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. And I'm not talking about, hey, I'm not a killer, I'm not a bad person, but there's no way I would let this bitch live after she got away with this.
Bryn Spacer, who's been out on bail since the 2018 slaying, was sentenced today and given no time behind bars.
It's been 5.5 years where she has got to live with her family, and we get to live with a box of ashes.
Last month, the jury found Spacer guilty of involuntary manslaughter, of stabbing Amelia, a man she'd been dating a few weeks, 108 times with 3 different knives, while in the throes of a marijuana-induced psychosis.
I'm telling y'all, he told that bitch, I got some other bitches. You can't be my main bitch. Bitch, you old, and she lost it.
These are things everyone agrees on. What we don't agree on is that she should have walked free today after doing what she did. It's a very sad day for victims of crime. It's a very sad day for this family.
At the scene of the killing, officers reported finding Amelia dead and Spacer screaming hysterically, still holding the knife, stabbing herself in the neck. Spacer faced up to 4 years in prison plus sentencing enhancements. The judge saying, given the facts of the case, he didn't think it was warranted.
He took into account her lack of criminal record, her professional standing in the community, and that she did in fact suffer from severe psychosis at the time of the killing and really did not know what she was doing.
The judge citing evidence and expert testimony, also saying it proves Spacer did not know marijuana would have this effect on her when she smoked with Amelia at his apartment that night. The victim's family concerned about a broader impact.
I've never heard.
I think he set an absolute terrible precedent in the state of California where it's okay to kill somebody after you smoke marijuana.
Does it set a precedent? I don't know if it does, but it's certainly a case that defense counsels will cite when asking for probation in a case like this.
Smoke a lot of weed before you kill
If Spacer
somebody.
violates her parole, the judge says she will get 4 years prison time. She does also have to do 100 hours community service.
100
Bryn
hours.
Spacer, her family, and attorney did not speak after the sentencing. And
The BossMack topsoil got over 100 hours community service. Nigga, the BossMack topsoil got over probably like 200 hours of community service for driving on a suspended license, nigga. 200 hours of community service driving on a suspended license. And let me tell you, man, community service is taxing. Cause nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. When you work 8 hours for somebody else, you understand me? That's 8 hours, 10 hours going out of your day doing something for somebody else, taking your energy lower for doing the shit you supposed to do, and you ain't even made $1 for yourself to pay your own bills and shit. You understand me? Nigga, they had the BossMack out in Wilmington in a Mexican hood, risking it as one of the only blacks out there in the park, picking up trash in the park, head on swivel at Banning Park in Wilmington, trying to, you know, let me tell you, man, you talking about slapping on the wrist, bro. She got slapped on the motherfucking wrist. And really, and what I haven't heard nobody say is, see, this is because it's a bitch. The judge is a sucker for a bitch. This is favoritism for a bitch. You understand me? Brazy. Brazy world. See, that's why, you know, and I know a lot of niggas will be like, BossMack, you racist. But that's why I leave white bitches alone like that, man. I'm scared of white bitches, man. I'm afraid of white bitches, bro. I'm afraid of white bitches. And that happened to a white dude. You feel me? Man.